Alex Jones, John Lee and Joe Morris are now inviting you to join
the common clay in the New West. The common clay, the common clay, the common...
No. What is this? No. It's your birthday.
Yes! Jonathan! What the fuck is this?
It's your birthday today.
Yes! Jonathan!
Woo! Happy birthday, John.
Jonathan Daps' birthday is today, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No way. Well, we planned that for you. And John.
Thank you.
Not Johnny Depp.
Cheers, everyone. Diolch yn fawr.
Happy birthday, John.
It's John's birthday.
Well, thank you as well.
So there you go.
Woo. It's my birthday, everyone. We got any... John will read the correspondence about happy birthday, John, at the start of the show, just to sort of...
It'll take up a whole episode, so... Yeah,
just miss them out entirely, then.
Probably a good idea.
Joe's back as well.
Oh, Joe's back.
Joe's back.
Joe! What's up, Joe?
Oh, no, not like... not been up to much, to be honest. No, yeah, apologies for missing last week, guys.
Been in Catalonia, as I have learned.
Little trip to Barcelona. Went to the Primavera Sound Festival. Had lots of fun.
Really good, yeah?
It was really good, yeah.
Really good, yeah.
But glad to be back and with my boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have fun?
Yeah.
Oh, you just said, sorry, I was
listening. Yeah, lots of drinking and bands and saw... yeah. We saw Actor Monkeys, they were terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
A$AP Rocky, amazing. Tyler, Creator, brilliant.
Nick Cave?
No.
You listened to Al, last week Al said he didn't know who Nick Cave was.
Yeah, I did listen, yeah.
Who's Nick Cave?
He does the music and stuff, doesn't he?
Who was? I do remember. I can't remember.
You'd know him for Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. Oh yeah,
That's the one.
Good guy. Anyway, this week is the last episode we do before the World Cup starts. So, right, we went for...
Come on, Colombia.
Yep, Colombia, Egypt, and I can't write like this. Sorry.
You struggle anyway. Get your crayons out.
Okay, so we got some predictions.
For the purposes of this, I'm going Colombia, but in my heart, I'm Iceland all the way.
I love Iceland.
Okay. Yeah, Iceland is my team, like. But no, I'll go Colombia.
I spelled
Write it before you get your... Sorry, what, you spelled my name wrong?
Just put J-E. I stuck a little O in there, so it's fine.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right. I was telling you yesterday, John, we're going to do a bit of a predictions thing. So not just like who's going to win and top scorer and that, but our one prediction will be something that is seen in the World Cup.
A game of football.
A game of football.
More.
Or, like,
64
for example,
games.
Like a penis will be seen on TV at some point. Like during the Premier League this year, like there's a Huddersfield guy's dick it zoomed into like the bench,
I love that.
and he just pulled his pants down.
I love
He's
that.
getting changed.
Yeah,
so stuff like that, or like someone like Gary Lineker will do a poo on the pitch.
That would be mad if he did that.
Again, yeah.
Again.
Yeah, ran out from his studio.
So yeah, we'll do a prediction.
Sort
So first of all,
dirty protest against FIFA.
I'm Denmark. Joe, you were Egypt. How do you spell Egypt? Is it E-Y? I don't know. That's not how you spell it.
You know what you're writing.
Colombia. So yeah, top goal scorer?
Salah, obviously.
Salah.
Oh wait, is he? What was his injury thing? Post.
We've said it now.
He's got to make it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Joe necessarily understood the question. I don't either. Is this in the tournament or for the team we've got?
Tournament, yeah.
Oh, you can stay, but tournament as a
Come
whole.
back to me. Come back
to you, John.
It's all going to depend who gets the furthest, isn't it? I think Salah would have a shout if Egypt got to the final, but I doubt they will. So Neymar, if he stays fit, I'll go Neymar.
I'm going to go for Thomas Muller, just because.
Oh, I would as well, wouldn't
Yeah, he would.
Industrious.
I'll put the umlaut above his ear as well. Yeah, so what do you think will be seen? I reckon there's going to be there's going to be something like a scorpion kick goal. A scorpion kick goal I'm going to go for.
Yeah. Okay. A homophobic hooligan attack.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, that's just guaranteed.
What, on
isn't it?
TV? Like, live?
On the news.
No. During the
Oh.
game. Like,
Oh,
something to be
alright
seen
then.
during the game.
Okay, in just in the stands, like someone they have to stop the game because there's trouble in the stands.
Okay, cool.
Although that's just sort of what they want you to. I don't
Yeah.
know if Russia's that bad, is it? Been watching that Frankie Boyle thing?
Yeah, I watched some of it, yeah.
Yeah, there's not that many.
Game stopped for trouble.
Yeah.
Joe?
I quite like when people run on the pitch. I always find that entertaining, especially if it's like a 0-0 game. So I might go with like
A streaker?
maybe a streaker. Yeah.
Streaker.
Do you remember that lady streaker that scored a goal
Yeah, it was
during
fake.
the game? Was it fake?
Yeah, it was fake.
Yeah, viral.
It was a really
there.
good goal as well, wasn't it?
Well, it was. It was sort of like outside of the
It
right.
was obviously fake. It was a woman. Nah, joking. Joking.
No,
Nah.
we do not endorse
No,
that.
No, that's not on. That's not
No,
on.
that's not okay.
Okay, cool. So, right, that's. I'll put these in an envelope in the office, and we'll get them out at the end. Let's see who was right.
Oh,
Was
can I
it-
change my top scorer?
Nope.
Because Salah, they're not going to get very far.
Got them.
Who did you guys get to?
Neymar, John, and I went for Thomas Muller.
I'll do Griezmann playing.
Yeah.
No, he's not playing.
No, is he fit? Like? Is he fit?
Yeah, of
No, he
course he is.
didn't get selected. Like.
Griezmann, is it?
Yeah, France will do quite well. And he normally scores a few, doesn't he? Yeah.
Do they play with Mbappe and Griezmann together? I haven't watched France since.
I think I think Giroud's gone as well. So yeah, they've got loads of
Oh, he'll
options.
score a scorpion kick.
Yeah.
won't
Oh, he would, wouldn't he? Cool. So that's our World Cup predictions. Email in with yours, and we'll add them to our list.
he? Yeah. So top scorer and what sort of off the cuff
Thing will
incident.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
email him in and make us look silly.
Yeah.
What's the email address, Al?
Commonclave of the New West at gmail.com.
Twitter,
Commonclave Pod.
Instagram,
Commonclave of the New West.
website,
www.commonclaveoftheNewWest.com.
dick
You
size.
don't need to say www.
http://
My mum still does that when she's telling me websites. www.facebook.
What's she telling you a website for?
Can we tell a story about you and Facebook that I forgot about when you wanted to well, we can cut it out if you don't want it.
No, go on.
On a night out, met a lady. This is probably
She's a worldie as well.
best part of 10 years ago. Was it maybe 8 years ago?
Yeah, 2009.
And you're like, oh, did you get a name or something? So you went to go add her on Facebook and couldn't find her anywhere. And you were on Facebook.com. So me and a friend at the time were like, oh, try facebook.co.uk. It's different. Like, if she's not on .com, she might be on .co.uk.
No way.
And you were like, oh, yeah, okay. So deleted it.
Neanderthal.
www.facebook.co.uk. She's like, oh, she's not on here either, boys.
What actually happened was...
No, that's what actually happened.
No, that's what actually happened, but the context was slightly different, where I met her in a club, and she's fucking stunning. And we had a little chat and a dance and a
What was her
drink.
personality like?
Yeah, it was nice.
That's
Really good, was it?
It was really good.
the most important thing to me.
No, she was really good fun, and but she was a bit older than me, and she asked my age, and I was like, and I'd been stung by this before because I was only about 19 at the time. I think for all
Did you
the
say,
ladies.
Jenny, don't be hasty,
No,
Paolo Nutini?
no, I
You didn't
say that.
say that.
No.
So I said, well, what's your age? And she said, oh, I'm 26. And me being sort of 19 at the time, I was like, oh, I'm 26 as well. So we're the same. So we should kiss and hang out.
That is how it works.
Yeah. And she was like, yeah, sound. And then I think we were friends on Facebook. And then I was like, oh, check out this girl I was snogging last night to the boys. And she on Facebook, and then she wasn't on there. So then I tried facebook.co.uk or facebook.com. She wasn't on there either. Then it turns out she found out my age because that's on Facebook.
Yeah.
And she realised I was 19 and
Block.
a liar and deleted me. Yeah.
Blocked.
So thanks for that. I can't remember her name now, but if you're listening and you remember this happening, I'm now 28.
Yeah,
so
true.
come and find me.
Yeah,
She might still be 26 and she might be up for that.
Nah, she's a bit young for me if she's 26.
Oh,
Flipped it, didn't
flipped
I?
it.
Yeah.
No, she's done it.
Voluptuous.
Possibly.
Possibly, guys.
What was her personality like?
Voluptuous. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Just in case Clay Nation are interested, why I sound like a gump. I'm very ill.
John has got a hay fever.
Al thinks it's hay fever. I can best describe it as flu-like symptoms. So I've diagnosed myself with possibly the flu or a very heavy
How is hay
cold.
fever a thing? How have we evolved so far that we're still
I know.
allergic to flowers?
Scared
like,
of flowers.
scared of them, like,
Mine's come back this year. I haven't had it for a
I
few
forgot
years.
that baby.
Yeah, it's
you got
back
really
this
bad
year.
as well. Yeah.
Well, I've never had it in my entire life, which is why I don't think I've just developed it now for a laugh.
You might have. What are we doing later, though?
Ooh.
Oh,
Are we celebrating your birthday, John?
Celebrating John's birthday, and we're going on a brewery tour.
Oh, well, as I said, I might not make it because I'm going to be busy killing myself today because of what I saw this morning.
Oh, yeah. What did you see?
Freddie Flintoff and the guy from Kaiser Chiefs have released a World Cup song, Boney M's Rah Rah Rasputin, but about Harry Kane. And honestly, not in... I was just... talk about something else. It was fucking horrible. It was so shit. And not because England... If it was about it was the worst thing I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my
it's
life.
terrible. Well, you only sent me like a 30-second clip, and I was like, that's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, so I'm going to be killing myself. But if I don't, then we're going to go to a brewery tour.
Can we play it at the end of the show?
No.
Just like no listeners next week.
Yeah.
I bought my dog food the other day, and I was in the thing.
That's good.
I was in the shop, and they were like, "Do you want to buy a scratch card with it?" And I was in the car this morning before I picked up John, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about that. Scratch it." Guess what I won?
Some dog food.
A pen.
It says like, congratulations, you are a winner. Keep scratching down.
Pen. You have to go back to the shop to claim it as well. Like that. I won't bother. Ridiculous.
Tiny Rebel.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tiny
the
Rebel
brewery,
Brewery.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
have some food, have some beers. If anyone wants to come. Well,
Yeah, see how they made. It's sold out, but
it's sold out, and this will go out after we're back. So
yeah, we're going to go out in Cardiff after that if anyone wants to come join us.
yeah.
When's this going out? Monday.
Monday.
I mean, it's sort of long term. If anyone is just knocking around Cardiff and fancies a few beers, I'm always knocking around Cardiff and having a few beers. So
he
email
doesn't
us.
have a lot going on.
No.
so-
No, just constantly looking for that girl on Facebook from 10 years ago.
If you're blocked, mate.
Yeah, we got to keep trying.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
might have unblocked me.
Never
She might
give
have.
up, pal.
Never
Never
give
give up.
So yeah, email us and I won't meet. I'll meet you for a drink.
Have we ever had anyone write in saying the things to do over the summer when Joe requested anyway between Swansea and Bristol, just a day out?
No.
No.
People don't care about what Joe wants to do. Well, no, they do care about you. They just don't really care.
That's fine.
I don't think people want to hear reviews of things.
I'm gonna review it.
Yes, I went to this food festival. It's really nice. Oh, really good.
Really
yeah.
It's really good, yeah.
And this particular dish was. We don't give a fuck, mate. No.
Yeah.
Right, the feature's really long this week, so I'm going to crack on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages.
6 pages. There's quite a big gaps.
If anyone wants to fast forward, just take about 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. Right. This week, episode 16. Not mad.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We had an episode called 16, so I
Was
might
that
call this
like-
one episode 16 and then just...
Oh, how big are you? 16,
I love that
Jumbo.
one.
Yeah.
Glory days.
Right, this episode is about Bluebeard. Have you heard of him?
Don't pirate.
Nope.
Oh.
I said
Anyway,
that.
right, back in the day in France, there was a really rich man called Bluebeard, and he had the grandest houses in the country. He had everything you could ever...
Maisons.
Yeah,
Call them maisons.
maisons. He had
Thank
everything
you.
you could ever want. He had gold, good food, good drinks, horse carriages, like sports ones probably.
Good food. Were they really good food?
Really good food,
drinks?
really good drinks,
Right.
and
What, in France?
yeah,
They
I like
got
sports
trivial.
horse carriages and that.
Go on.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing alright for himself.
Yeah, and what I don't know what did people have back in the day? Rich people didn't have like nice phones and that, did they? So
Pheasants.
pheasants, yeah, probably some nice pheasants and that.
Fancy
Yeah.
wigs.
No games consoles to spend the money on though. Fancy loads of wigs. Could have bought some dye for his beard, but didn't.
Who's naturally blue?
Yep. Anyway, well, yeah, that's why he was called Bluebeard. It was because he had a blue beard.
Well, you could have died, eh?
He could have, yeah, but he had everything he could want except the love of a loving wife.
Oh,
That's the one thing he
I know
wanted.
that. I know that game.
This is yeah. Anyway, he'd go into the town, and then there was a noble woman. I wonder where she might have been from. And
She's not.
She might be.
Yes.
And
We are a very noble people,
Yeah, yeah.
aren't we? I've always said that.
she had 2 daughters, and then Bluebeard wandered in and was
Bluebeard.
like, he was like, right, I'm really rich. You can have everything you could possibly want. Just marry me, and I'll look after you and your family for the rest of your life. He said this to his daughter, this lady's daughters, but the daughters were like, oh my god, absolutely fucking no chance, you blue-bearded fucking creep.
Yeah.
Absolute.
On paper, it's a good deal, but in reality, it's not a very nice thing to offer to
And
buy,
then-
buy
Very-
someone.
very
They're also
passionate.
a bit suspicious of there's rumours going around that he had actually been married before. So they were a bit like, oh, hang on, we don't know about you, mate. Anyway, that said, the mum was like, nah, I'm not living the rest of my life poor. At least you can do is go see his house and see what kind of life you can live and stuff. So the girls agreed and they went to visit his house. And he was like, great, I'll have a party in one of my country houses in honour of you. And the daughters were like, oh, that's a bit much, but yeah, we'll come.
It would
And they-
also be interesting if I was the daughters. I'd be keen to know what his personality was like as well.
Oh, you'll find out about the daughter's personality, don't you worry.
No, the blue
Bluebeard.
beard.
Bluebeard's personality.
Yeah.
Wow.
All about money, isn't it?
When I'm looking for a mate, I'll often be interested in the personality as well as their sort of money and looks.
Anyway, they went to the party and it lasted a whole week. A week of like just dancing, picnics, drinking games. Bluebeard even got he got his men to go hunting every day so they could have like fresh meat every day.
Nice.
And it was such a good week that the youngest daughter was like, you know what, fuck it, he's alright. He's a bit gross, but this has been a good laugh, so yeah, I'll marry you. So they went back to town and got married. Right? And then after a month of like partying and being married and just having a really nice time, happily married and that for a month, Bluebeard was like, right, I gotta go away for business and I don't want you getting bored, so why don't you invite your sister over and just like keep company and stuff in the big house and that. And then he's like, right, here's the keys. He gave her a big load of keys, like a proper like a cartoon style. And he was like, this one's for the safe, spend what you want. This one's for all the bedrooms, this one's for the front door, this one's for the sports carriage. But this little one here,
So wait, the sports carriage, like a sports car.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice. Little red sports
yeah,
carriage.
little red sports carriage. And he's like, this one is for the door at the end of the corridor, this little key. And he's like, but you don't ever use it or you will rouse my anger.
Do not want to rouse any.
Still
Yeah.
give him the key.
Yeah, well, yeah. And she's like, yeah, no,
Maybe
it's
it's a
fine.
test.
Anyway, he went away
Trust
and
issues.
yeah, the sisters had a really nice time. They had the mates round, ate and drank like royalty. Bluebeard's his wife just couldn't shake the curiosity of what's in the room, and she was like, "What the hell's behind that door?" And it got the point that that's all she could think about.
We are a very curious people as well. I've always said
yeah, we
that.
don't know where she's from yet, but
Noble and curious.
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
if she has those two traits, I can take a guess where she's from.
anyway, one afternoon, his sister was like, she was out joyriding in the sports carriage, and she was like, "I'm bored, I'm just sitting at home." She was like, I'm going to take a peek in the forbidden room." That's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a little peek, like.
I would, yeah.
How's he
Anyway.
gonna know? You know?
Well, yeah.
You know.
Anyway, she opened the door and it creaked open slowly, but she couldn't see a thing. But there was this weird smell, a smell she'd never smelled before.
Yeah,
And she-
fine.
She walked in and the floor was a bit sticky. And she was like, what's going on, like? So she lit a candle and the floor looked like it was covered in clotted blood.
Oh,
And then she
that's
peered...
better than what I thought it might have been.
Yeah, and then she peered into the room and gasped in horror.
What was it?
Tune in next week to find out.
Oh, don't be like that.
Nah,
It's on Game of Thrones.
yeah,
Come
nah,
on.
it's not Game of
I
Thrones.
wish we were making Game of Thrones.
We could do a two-part at one time, though.
Yeah, go on.
But nah, it's not this one.
What was it then?
The room was covered in dead corpses of women.
Nice.
Bluebeard's...
Not nice. Not nice.
It was ranging from like hanging bones to freshly killed bodies. Well, not freshly killed, but fairly freshly killed bodies. And then she was just like, oh shit, she thought she was going to die from fear. And she dropped the key on the floor and she had to like pick it up in this massive pool of blood. And she backed out the room and locked the door and then ran to her bedroom where she fainted. She woke up a few hours later and she cleaned all the blood off her body and threw her clothes onto the fire. And then she noticed that the key was covered in blood. And she scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed it, but the blood wouldn't come off the key. But she did her best anyway, and then she was like, oh, I'm just going to hide the key and hopefully he won't notice. And then that night, Bluebeard unexpectedly returned.
The tricky guy, isn't he? He
Yeah.
knows exactly what he's doing.
And it was
What's he
late.
up to?
So it was late, so he didn't want to wake his wife, and she was already asleep. So he was just like, he waited till the morning, and when she woke up, he was like, oh, where are the keys then? And she gave him the keys, and he immediately was like, where the fuck's the key to my games room?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, completely pale and was trembling. And she was just like, oh, I must have fallen off. And he was like, well, you better find it right now. And then she just like panicked and went and got it for him just because she didn't know what to do. And she gave it to him, and he was just like, she passed it to him and he glared at her. And he was like, why is there blood on the key? And she was like, I don't know. And then, well, I do, he raged. You couldn't just resist, could you? Well, if you want to go into the room so badly, you can go in there and hang with the others.
No.
She flung herself at his feet and begging to be spared, but Bluebeard was ruthless. He was like, you must die, your last hour has come. And then she was like, give me a quarter of an hour so I can go have my so I can go say my last prayers. And he's like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then she ran back to her room, and then his sister comes back through the window after just like pissing about all day. And she's like, you gotta have to help me. You can't, like, what can I do? You have to help me. And the sister says, like, good news, I was out joyriding in the sports garage earlier, and I bumped into our brothers.
Nice.
And they were like, oh, we were gonna visit today anyway. Then she was just like, what I'll do is I'll go climb on top of the roof and look out for them. And she could hear, but then Bluebeard, they could hear the footsteps coming up to the room. And then she shouted to her sister saying, any sign of the brothers? And the sister shouted back, nothing but the dust made gold by the sun and the green of the grass.
Poet.
And then she was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Land of poets.
Yeah, she was like, oh, for fuck's sake, sis. Like, stop fucking around, like, what's going on? And then she's like, oh, hang on, there's a cloud of dust in the distance. And she's like, is it my brothers? She goes, nah, it's just a flock of sheep are. Genuinely was. Oh. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you fucking real? Come on. And then Bluebeard busts into the room laughing like an absolute madman with a blue beard. And he grabs his wife by the hair and he pulls her close. And he goes, now it's time to die. And he puts a sword to her throat. And then his sister says, the Welsh boys are here. Yes!
Wait, brothers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and us.
And then Bluebeard absolutely fucking bottles it and he panics and he tries to leg him out of there, but the brothers fly in and start absolutely wailing on him. And then they fuck him up so badly that the only way to recognise his lifeless body was
His beard.
his blue beard, yeah.
Blue beard.
Yeah. And then they picked his sister up off the ground and she was fine. And then he was dead and that. And then turned out he had no heirs. And so she inherited everything he had. And the family lived forever. The family didn't live forever. They spread the wealth evenly throughout the family. And she remarried a good man who helped him forget the terrible time she spent with Bluebeard.
Ah, that's nice.
There you go.
All's well that ends well.
Well, yeah, good story.
Happy ending. I love a happy ending. In a story,
Yeah.
such as this one.
So yeah, it's the story of Bluebeard.
Oh, I don't like him.
I enjoyed that one.
Where was it set again? In France?
Yeah. It was from my book. I almost bought a book the other day that was...
almost bought a book.
it was in the shop and I was looking at ghost books. And it was ghost stories, but told by Welsh celebrities.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. But the
But
only...
what do you mean
what
told by
celebrities?
them? How do you tell a story in a book? Like, written by...
Oh, yeah, I guess the author went around and found loads of Welsh celebrities and asked them if they ghost stories.
Right, okay.
But the only famous one in there was the guy who does the news.
Oh,
What, Hugh
Jenkins.
Edwards.
Yeah, he was the only one I
Edwards.
recognised. And Connie Fisher. But that was it.
Yeah.
Didn't recognise any of the others.
We still don't get asked to do sort of Welsh celebrity things.
They
do
know
we?
all our ghost stories.
Yeah.
I thought we'd get a voiceover gig by now.
Yeah. It's good story. So what do we learn from that? I mean, don't.
What's the moral there? The
He
moral there.
warned her not to go in the room, and she did anyway.
Would he
And
have killed her if she hadn't?
Possibly.
Probably would have.
It's difficult to know. It might be the reason he never had the love of a good wife was because it was sort of like a test for him. He took it a bit too far, but going, if I can't trust you, I'll kill you. And he couldn't trust them, so he killed them, which is wrong.
Yeah.
And then just the Welsh are the best as well.
Yeah, I think that's the moral of the story.
Wales.
It's Wales.
Good moral. Yeah, enjoyed that.
And sheep. The flock of sheep that...
Yeah, well, how did that come into it again?
Well, she was just pissing about, wasn't she? She was
she
like,
was
oh,
pissing about,
just gotta go in the green grass and that. And it's just like, this is serious. But the boys must have come from the other way because they disappeared, didn't they? Conveniently.
Sneaky.
So they're like, that's the thing with these folk tales that I've been noticed. Like, there's a really good story, and then they just come to an end really quickly. It's almost as if they write them without really thinking about how they're going to end it. Or it's true. So true stories don't always end.
Yeah, you can't. Don't make it Hollywood. Facts are facts.
Yeah.
you know?
So yeah, that's probably actually
Stranger
that's
than
probably
fiction.
Strange but true.
I got some feedback on last. That's why I was looking at my phone. I got feedback from last week's stuff.
Okay, go on then.
Can you say it?
He's scared.
Yeah, no, I like the family isms question.
Oh,
that-
true. Yeah, I was going to put that to you at
yeah.
the start.
Yeah.
So if you remember last week, my sister-in-law emailed in asking about our favourite like weird familyisms. And I did say we'll put it to Joe. So
It was a funny one. What do you guys call your grandpa again?
I call him Gumper.
Gumper.
I know, and I'm mad.
But the thing is, though, I think it's a Welsh thing that lots of grandparents have kind of funny little cute, like I've known like
Bampy,
Bampy and Gampy and Gumpy and stuff like that.
You're like Gumpy.
Yeah, what do you call yours?
Gumper.
Oh, sorry, that's totally different. Yeah, that's way, but yeah, that's normal. And what I said wasn't. But like my grandparents are like English, so they're just called Grandma and Grandpa. And all the kids used to make fun of me. I'm like, I'm going to go see my grandma and grandpa. And they're like, well, you're not going to go see your Gumpy and Bumpy. And I'm like, no, you're the weird one. I don't understand how I was fucking weird. But going to go see grandma and grandpa. But no, to be honest, that's my familyisms are just being nice and normal. And just having, nice and normal.
I'm pissing in a bottle in the car.
Pissing in a bottle.
You can't get away with saying normal and fine. No.
True.
We know too much.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
What about your dad picking a fight with the vicar? That was a good one. That's not really a familyism, is it?
The vicar.
When he
It's a
would
funny
move the
story.
cars.
Oh yeah, he wasn't the vicar from the church, but my dad bought a load of cars and just parked them in the street, as you do. And where else are you going to park your cars? And opposite my parents' house was a church, and the I think he was like the head of the choir or something. They do like choir meetings, and he sort of knocked on my dad's door and was like, "Oh, can you? We've got quite a few people coming to the church, and you've got about 8 cars on the street. Can you sort of like bunch them together so we could try and squeeze a few more cars in?" My dad was like horrified. He was like, "No." And the guy was like, "Oh, just, it only take 5 minutes, bit of a favour for a neighbour." And he said, No. And then just shut the door. I was like, "Dad, you're such a prick, like, help it out." It's just this old choir bloke from down the road. The guy's just stood there on the doorstep really sad.
That's class.
I don't know if that's a familyism. My dad being mean to people. The funniest one we have is we got this kind of a long running joke in our family where, as you do as you get older, my mum got a bit forgetful. She's got 5 kids, full-time job, got a bit forgetful. Christmas Day, she would always forget to bring like a present or 2 down. She'd wrap them and hide them in her room. Like one Christmas, I think we got I asked for like a PlayStation or a Nintendo or something. Unwrapped a few prezzies, and I was like, "Oh, boom, PlayStation game! It's the FIFA game I wanted." So I'm like, obviously, I'm getting that PlayStation that she said I wasn't gonna get, and then sort of unwrapped a few more T-shirt and pants and socks and that, and then no PlayStation. And I sort of sat there like, I didn't want to be all demanding and that. I'm a well-raised kid, so I just sort of sat there holding my PlayStation game, like, I'm gonna struggle to play this without any console. And yeah, it pretty much happens every year.
So did you not get a PlayStation?
No, I did. It was just she'd forgotten to bring it down. It was up in her room, all wrapped and ready to go. And she herself runs upstairs, and I'm sat there really sad on the sofa, just clutching my PlayStation game. So that's a nice ongoing family tradition where one of us is really sad on Christmas Day for a bit.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Can you remember any familyisms, John? Sorry, you're sneezing.
Oh, Susan. No.
I think you got hay fever, man.
No, I've got flu-like symptoms.
So if you guys ever have kids and grandkids, are you going to think of a funny sort of... Or do the grandkids think of the funny name for you, or do you think of it? Or where does it come from? Gumpy?
I don't know, but John, you used to say in school that when you have kids, you were going to make them have, instead of cereal, just have custard creams and milk in a bowl and eat it that way.
Joe, me and Joe came up with this together. We had a teacher in school that had, what was it? It was like it was a science class, so I think it was a sort of scientific apparatus, but it was a bowl.
Yeah, I think it was full of biscuits.
And it was full of biscuits.
Yeah, it was like it was prepared to go like he was going to eat a bowl of biscuits, like custard cream biscuits, as a bowl of cereal. There was milk and there might have been a spoon. I can't remember. But I was like, shit, yeah, I'm gonna let my kids do that when they're, what an awesome way to start the day.
Force them. I'll tell you what I'm going to force my kids to do.
I used to buy those. Do you remember Rainbow Drops?
Yeah.
I used to buy them and have them as cereal occasionally. And now I'm overweight.
They were like those little colourful puffs of rice, weren't they? They were quite nice.
Sugar rice.
Yeah. So no funny... I'm going to go with Grandpa, if I'm ever Grandpa.
I'm going to be Grandfather Jonathan, and I'll be very just distant and cold.
Yeah, really formal. Yeah, you got to wear your suit if you're going to go see Grandfather Jonathan.
Yeah, I'll be there reading my Daily Mail next to the fire.
How come on
Kicking the dog.
Kids that should be seen, not heard. Say stuff like that. Yeah.
Or seen.
neither seen nor heard?
Nor seen.
Well, how come on last week's episode you guys were talking about the Chuckle Brothers and
Because someone emailed in about
emailed
it.
in.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, you were like one of them opened up a falconry place in
Yeah, he did.
Devon,
Yeah, Barry.
and one of them crashed off a motorbike in Greece. And you were like, which one's harder? Or the one that opens obviously not the falconry one.
No,
obviously
because-
the motorbike
No,
guy.
because he was on the floor crying and that, and everyone went
And
over and
everyone-
went, "Oh, to me, to you," or was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which didn't even really make sense. did it?
No. So he was on the floor crying, and the other guy was
Bust
there,
up
like
nose.
the guy was stood there. The other one I can imagine was stood there, like on a mountain with all these falcons flying towards him. And that.
Right. It's how the story goes into your head.
Yeah.
How you picture it. Yeah. I saw it more a wet, windy day in Devon. He's just opening the door, cutting a ribbon. to
No.
a falconry centre.
There was lightning and
Okay. Like AC/DC were playing.
Yeah, they were more like phoenixes as well, rather than
Oh, okay. Like
falcons.
imaginary, like
yeah.
he
mythical
arrived.
creatures.
I think. Yeah, I seen a clip on YouTube of him opening. He arrived on a Harley Davidson playing an electric guitar.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh.
cool.
When he got to the Falconry Centre.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Right, because I just wanted a bit of clarification.
So yeah, which one was that?
Which one?
Which Chuckle Brother was that?
Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't matter, does it?
Barry
It
was
doesn't
the
matter.
falconry one, and we had the friend, a friend from a previous life that we mentioned earlier with a Facebook.com story, once said that he saw Barry chuckle in the Vatican,
Yeah, that's right.
which was a funny image of the least serious person in the most serious place.
And that's not so much. Just in the Vatican, everyone's quiet and praying, and you're just yelling to me, to you. No slacking.
Yeah. So send us your celebrity spots.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
Or can you come up with a more serious place with a less serious person? Even if you just make it up, who's
Yeah.
less serious than the Chuckle Brothers? Where is more serious than the Vatican? Please do let us know. Email.
commonclaveoftheniewwest@gmail.com.
Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you again for all your emails. We're going to crack on with correspondence.
Oh, I've got a good celebrity spot story.
Oh, go on then.
If we've got a minute. Do you remember Harold from Neighbours?
Oh, yeah.
And he used to play the trombone. He's a bit of a round fella. He was doing a pantomime in Porthcawl one year, and there was a mob, right, chasing him down the road, just to, I don't know, see him. I don't even think they had camera photos. You know, we're talking like probably 2002 or something. I was a little kid.
Yeah.
There was a mob of like grown adults, like in a small town. They got all worked up. And they sort of chased him. He kind of jogged down the street, but he's like super overweight and old. So we got about 10 yards and then just collapsed. And everyone ran over and was like, "Oh, it's Harold, it's Harold." And then and someone, I don't know if you remember, but famously in the show, his wife sadly passed away, and it was a very sad storyline. And this mob of adults surrounded him, and one of them shouted, "Where's Madge?" That was his wife from the TV show.
That was
Sadly
a
passed
very
away.
close friend of ours' father. That was.
shit,
Yeah, it was, yeah. It's a funny.
A friend of the podcast.
Okay, right. First email this week is from...
Ian, his real name, wasn't it? Ian something.
Oh, Harold Bishop.
Yeah.
You had a...
Nah, his name's Harold Bishop.
And he's doing panto over here, which is over Christmas, obviously, and he was Australian, so he was...
It's a long way to go.
Yeah, he was just sending Christmas in Portugal, probably on his own in the fairways or something.
Just getting yelled at by people.
Yeah,
Chased
where's
down the
Madge?
street.
You know that's a fictional character that's dead on a TV show. What are you doing?
Where's Madge?
Okay, the first one is from Dewi Lewis.
Oh, Dewi! From Porth.
Yeah, from
Oh,
Porth,
where we
yeah.
just full named and hound him. Sorry, Dewi.
No, we haven't heard from him for a while. So he still
No,
listen to us on his commute.
I don't know. He doesn't say. He just says, "Hi guys, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?" So we'll do that one first.
Oh, flying.
Flying.
Flying around. That's a good one. I quite
Speed
like-
would be a good one.
So you
Super
can try
speed.
and be clever and funny with it, but nothing would be better than actually just flying around.
No, I'm thinking for gain, like if it was something like
Personal gain.
invisibility, you could just go into a bank and just get loads of money.
But you could just fly around.
Yeah, you can fly to the shop quicker.
That's gain.
Mine
Probably
would
get a
be,
TV show out of it.
Yeah.
I like the mental control
Like
powers.
like Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
Is that how we get so many
Magneto,
roles?
Isn't he?
Yeah, Magneto with metal. He can manipulate anything
He
metal.
manipulates metal. Yeah, no, I want to manipulate people's minds. I want
Oh.
to be Professor X.
Yeah.
Because that way, I'll just tell the bank person, go and get me some money. I won't
Yeah,
even need
true,
to invisible
yeah.
in there. Or
Okay.
send someone to the shop. Don't need to fly there.
Okay, so flying, Magneto, and James McAvoy.
You said you were going to be fast.
Yeah, fast as
Oh,
well.
can I change mine now?
fast as
Mine's
well.
boring.
Yeah.
I don't know what to change it to, but I don't want to just be flying.
Oh, you said that.
I'll have a
Oh,
think.
it's
I'll have a
locked in.
think.
Well, you'll be fucked in this next one, because also the next question is, if you had one superpower, but if anybody found out about it, you would die. What would that be?
Oh yeah, you don't want flying for that one.
Oh.
People would know it straight away. Yeah.
Immortality.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't die.
forever.
Yeah, but even if they found out, I still wouldn't die. I just want to fuck up the question.
Joe?
I could probably still do the mental one.
Yeah.
Because would they find out? I mean, I just have to be clever with it.
Yeah, you'd have loads of sports carriages and that. They go, how has he got them? You can't.
I'd just go, I don't, in your head. I'd just make you think that I didn't.
Yeah.
I think I've won this game.
I'd
What
still-
do I win? Derry, what, is there a prize? Or
You just says-
say yours first, Al, and then
and
announce
then
what
we can
prize I win.
decide,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fast.
You're
Really?
fast.
Nah,
They'll
it's
notice
quite
that again, though.
Would they? What if you're that fast?
Oh, so you just want to be
Teleporting,
like humanly fast.
yeah.
You just want to be quicker than.
Yeah, like just a little bit quicker than Usain Bolt.
Right. Or just a
Oh,
fraction
yeah,
of
yeah.
a second.
0.05.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good one, to be fair, because then you would have fame and money and all the stuff that comes with being an elite athlete. So that's-
Endorsements.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd still have the same like body as I have now,
Oh,
just at
okay,
the
yeah.
Olympics. Really
Yeah.
fucking fast. It's like same lifestyle, same everything, but just win the Olympics without trying.
But you would do that, and then I'd turn up at the Olympics and go, oh no, I won the gold. And everyone would go, oh yeah, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
mental controlled us.
Yeah.
Well, I'd
true.
turn up and I'd be watching the 100-metre dash and go, oh, stop looking at that. It's a flying bloke.
Ah, shit, yeah.
Let's give him the gold.
Oh, fuck.
I'd be really slow at flying though.
Floating around.
Yeah.
Only about that far off the ground. You couldn't go very high or fast, but you could float.
Yeah, not allowed over 5 feet above the ground.
A really weird Avengers S3 knocking around, not helping anyone, just robbing banks.
We did the Olympics.
Yeah. Why are we at the Olympics?
I
Why would we go
don't
there?
care about the Olympics. Okay. The next one is from.
Good question, thanks,
Yeah,
David.
that is a great question.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
This next one is from Anna George.
Hello,
Anna, just Anna. Sorry.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, Anna. Says, "Hi, guys."
Are we in breach of GDPR yet?
I don't know.
What,
yeah,
what
true.
town is she from? What's her full address?
Was she from up north?
Ooh.
What, Colwyn Bay, Bangor?
I think.
North Wales.
I think England.
Oh, we'll say North England then. Our
Yeah.
country is Wales.
Well, she
the
said-
north is Anglesey, you know.
Yeah, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Says
Hi,
first time emailer. Just wanted to say I love your accents.
Oh.
What, even with my gross cold?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Flu-like
Just
symptoms.
maybe not anymore. But sometimes I can't understand your references. But I guess that would be from. I guess that's from being up north. So she understands the words, but just doesn't understand the references.
We talk about our childhood hometown of Porthcawl a lot, and I think unless you're us or our friends, you wouldn't get it anyway. Most people don't know, do they?
I don't know.
We're going to struggle making a podcast then if we're only going to refer to things that we've been involved in.
Yeah. My question relates
keen
to this.
know, just quick off the note of that, back of that. Keen to know if she wants to, Anna wants to email back any particular bits in particular, any references, any
Yeah, she
any
doesn't
examples
say anything.
is the
But
word I'm looking for.
yeah,
'Cause
give us
then,
some examples.
We can try and iron them out moving forward then.
My question relates to this. Can you explain some of the Welsh slang words to me?
We'll give it our best shot, Anna. What
Yeah.
you got?
Well, she doesn't have any.
Oh.
She doesn't give us any examples.
What one?
I don't know.
Gumper? We've done
Gumper,
that.
yeah, grandfather. Bampy, grandfather. Gumpy was out.
Gosh, no.
Sneezy Doc.
What do I don't say the word but, as in, alright, but it is a Welsh slang word for friend or mate.
Yeah,
so
what's another
the way
one?
maybe English people might say, alright, mate, Welsh people would say, alright, but. So there's a bit of education for you.
There's one. Matey. I've heard the English say a lot.
Matey.
So I was down pub and matey said this.
Yeah,
Shit, innit?
yeah, matey be there.
Yeah.
Go see matey be there. Like, but people they don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's English. That's
Yeah.
not what she asked for.
Here's the total opposite of. Thanks for the question. I'm gonna.
Also, why do you end every other sentence with like?
Oh, there you go.
What
That's a
does
Wel-
that?
that's a
What does
Welsh
this
slang.
mean? That's like, I don't know. We just do, don't we? Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah, when it's put in the middle of a sentence, it's sort of like just a placeholder while you just quickly get to the next thing. But at the end of a sentence, I don't know.
I think I do it the most.
I do it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just lazy.
It's just a way. It's like saying over when you got walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Over. Yeah, it's how Welsh people end sentences. Like,
You're now allowed to talk because I've said like.
Yeah. That's it. And she says all the best to Anna. So thanks, Anna.
Cheers,
thanks,
Anna.
Yeah, we didn't really answer your question at all, though.
Well,
I
give
gave
us
if
one.
we come across any that we say, and I'm like, oh, that was one, we'll
Okay,
explain
we'll bear
it
in mind,
maybe.
shall we?
Like, one thing people always say to me is that I don't, like, I say but there for something where and what I mean is the thing you're asking for is over there.
Oh,
But I kind of make it one word and just goes but there.
Or beer.
Beer, yeah.
Yeah, it's by here.
Yeah.
Where's that? Where is that? Where's my phone? Oh,
That's
it's beer.
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a Welsh thing.
Yeah.
I think someone
I
said to me
say,
Tara was a Welsh thing. Just go
That was
Tara.
last week, Chris
Oh,
Hutchins
right,
said
that's
it.
right.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't think it is. Sorry, Chris. Calling you out. I'm pretty sure other people say Tara outside of Wales.
In a bit now.
Oh,
In a bit
love it a
now.
bit now. That's a classic. So, shall I expand on that? So, in Wales, you'll say. So when someone will ask you how long is that going to take, or when are you going to be there?
Now in a minute.
Yeah, Welsh people often say in a minute now, or now in a minute, or in a bit now,
Or
which
just,
obviously
I'll-
doesn't mean
I'll be there now. And it still doesn't
can't be
mean
there
now.
now. Yeah.
I'll be there now. Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. So you say in a bit now, or I'll be there in a minute now, and obviously the two things are totally different in a minute or now, but it just means in a bit now, like just in a bit, like
Yeah,
just
chill
chill.
out.
You know, we're relaxed people. We just take our time. We'll be there in a bit now, in a minute now, give or take.
Give or take. Okay.
What other ones though?
But if we come across
Cheers for that,
any,
Tech.
we'll
Yeah, go on.
if we come across any, we'll say. Right, the next
Oh,
email is from.
Tech's got some more.
Go on then.
Man.
Man, is that a Welsh thing? Is
For
it?
fuck's
That sounds
sake,
Swansea
man.
way. I think they'll say that.
Yeah.
We'll like if you're annoyed, you'll go. Ah, it's like more of like a.
I think it's a.
Instead of saying like, oh God, it's like, oh man, always
Come on, man.
Oh man, no one says
It's
that.
an abbreviation of man. It's come on, man. Like, what are you doing, man?
What are you doing,
you say
man?
it to someone. It's the person you're talking to is mun. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What are you on about, man?
Yeah, what are you doing, man? What are you saying, man? Get your head together, man.
There is one way that we can just fully encapsulate everything we need to say quickly.
Oh, don't.
Have you ever thought of the differences of the English and the Welsh? Well, if you never have, I think I found a few myself. La 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 la.
We shouldn't have started this way.
They say food, we say grub. They
There we are. By grub, we mean food.
go down the restaurant and we go down the pub.
A pub is like a public house in which we go to drink beer.
Let's start
and
off with loads of people say grub and pub. Yeah,
They eat rolls, we eat baps. They wear trainers, we wear daps.
Daps.
forgot about this guy's song.
Daps are trainers. Anyway, Anna, go check out that song.
That's a song
It's
called
shit.
The Differences Between the English and the Welsh.
Yeah, we'll tweet it or.
Yeah, I will tweet it actually. Yeah, we'll tweet that out.
No one follows us on Twitter.
No, we do now.
Well, if you want to find out,
Follow us on Twitter to hear someone else's song. Anyway, this next email is from The Duck.
Hiya, Ducky.
Ducky
From
boy.
just The Duck.
Oh, I tell you what Northern English people do is call people duck.
There.
Oh, I like
They'll
that
say,
one.
yeah, hello, duck.
Oh, maybe this is a northerner then.
How's it going, duck? What are you up to, duck, etc.
Yeah. So I've never heard that. But yeah,
Coronation
cool.
Street, is it?
Yeah.
They do it on Coronation Street.
Yeah, do you want a hot pot duck?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's mad.
all the time.
Al doesn't get out much, does he? Go on. What's the question from the duck then?
What's the
It
duck
says,
saying?
hello. He's very to the point. I like The Duck. He's like, hello, I want to know what is the best film of all time? What is the best book of all time? What is the best beverage of all time? And what is the best TV show of all time? Thanks, The Duck.
Is he asking our opinions or facts?
Facts, I
Right, right.
Citizen Kane.
Is it? It's terrible.
I've never seen it.
I studied it in uni and I was like,
I know,
yeah,
Shawshank Redemption. Never seen it, but I've heard that's
That's a
one of the
banger.
best
It
films
is a
of all
banger
time.
film.
When Andy Dufresne walked into Shawshank. Why are you laughing?
My favourite
Do
bit
you
of
know
it.
Morgan Freeman's going to be there?
My
All
favourite.
right, cheers, Morgan. He's off now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's quite a good film.
That Shawshank though gets his redemption, doesn't he?
Does he?
See?
Shawshank's the name of the prison.
Wait, doesn't redemption? Oh, yeah. I was going to say redemption means you get what's coming to you. The guy.
No, I think it's like
no, it's you redeem.
Oh, as in you come good.
yeah. So that Shawshank at the end.
But
Redeems himself.
He spent 20 years in prison for
Yeah.
a crime he didn't commit, and then
And
he ends up
then-
rolled around in shit.
And then he just went to
Freeman
a-
leaves the prison, kills himself, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Well, let's have a look. Oh, he's back. He's back. I hung myself. Yeah, he did. All right, cheers, Mug.
Thanks.
Cheers,
So the-
mate.
Cheers, Mug.
So
We'll catch you later at the
The
brewery.
Shawshank's the prison, is it?
Yeah.
So the prison gets redemption.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they just sort of learn things about themselves, don't they?
It's a good film, a shit name, maybe.
Yeah. So what's the best film of all time? Cloverfield. I've been over this
it's
with
not.
everyone.
No,
For what it
it's
tries to
not.
be, it's the best film of all time.
Tries to be a
For
shit
what
film.
it tries to be.
For what it aims to do and what it does, it's the best film of all time. The sequels, I'm not interested in this shit.
If the Duck is interested in my personal favourite films,
I think so, yeah.
Listen to old episodes. We talk about it all the time.
We do talk about it a
Yeah,
lot.
Four Lions.
I'll tell you
Four
what I
Lions,
haven't
Pride, isn't it?
shouted out for a while is, and was historically one of my favourite films, Natural Born Killers. It's just
Yeah.
an amazing
Yeah.
film. I haven't watched it for probably about 10 years, though, so I don't know whether there's
You
any...
do actually like it, though, man.
Yeah,
I
we'll
watched
see. We'll see.
last weekend when I was by myself all weekend. I watched the whole Dark Knight trilogy, and people
Tragic.
say that they're good, but people always say like the Dark Knight, the second one. They're like, not only is it a very good superhero film, it's also a really good film, and it's not. No, it's a good superhero film, but like if that was like a crime thriller on its own, you'd be like, this is a shit,
Mental.
predictable, cheesy film.
Heathcliff Ledger.
Heathcliff
has,
Ledger.
Posthumous Oscar, didn't he? Academy
Yeah,
Award.
he is very good in it.
Wait, they gave him an Oscar after his death?
Yeah.
My favourite film that I've never mentioned on the show
It's a waste,
is
isn't
Class of Newcomb High. When
Love that film.
Yeah, we watched it
haven't seen it.
accidentally, sort of like 2 o'clock in the morning on some horror channel when we were kids, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's sort of like a what do they call them? B movie, is it? Or
Yeah, like but a proper one, not like it's not now where people make B
Tromaville.
movies because it's like, oh, let's make a B movie. It's like
Yeah.
it was a proper back in the day B movie.
when I first started courting my now wife, she would ask me for film recommendations in work and that, and I'd give her a bunch of films and say, but this is the best one, this is my favourite one. So she'd get home from work, you know, like 5:10 in the evening, middle of summer, and she'd put that on, sit there watching it. Who the fuck is this? why is this what he's into? And I'm like,
So
yeah,
some 90s low rent,
Yeah.
sort of shitty American film.
It had good like special effects in it, but like they were proper like practical effects, wasn't it, rather than CGI?
oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like proper like costumes and well-made things. That's
Yeah.
why I prefer that sort of thing than CGI.
Well, they were at a high school that was next to like a nuclear power plant, and they were growing weed, and the weed had fucking nuclear or whatever in it. So when they were smoking it, they were turning into just these crazy nutters that would fuck up the school and go
Awesome.
around and.
There's punks in it,
good
weren't there?
film. Yeah, the Cretans they were called. They were like the gang of bad guys. But they're also
sounds
kind of
really
cool.
good.
It
I'm gonna
is.
watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
It's a really good film. Yeah.
I got on
sat there
DVD. Yeah.
listening to you then, like I forgot we were recording a podcast. I was like, right, I'm in. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, they just go around.
It was
fucking
completely
up.
by chance as well, wasn't it? And we were just
Yeah.
like, this is class. So Class of Newcomb High, yeah.
Class of Newcomb High. Is my
All right
favourite
then, what
film.
is the best
That's-
book of all time?
Oh, I don't really read much books.
I don't read much book.
John's a bit of a reader.
I read a lot of books. Do you want
Nerd.
to tragic?
Yeah.
Funny answer or real answer?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
My Bucky Wook.
What's the brand?
Yeah.
Second time we've mentioned that on this, not on this podcast, but the podcast.
My mum made me buy her, what was she asked for her birthday?
Made me buy.
Chris Moll's autobiography, and then I bought it for her and read a page. I was like, oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Twat, eh?
Yeah.
No, in general, anything by sort of Jack Kerouac or Hunter Thompson or Dylan Thomas I've been into recently. Like,
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Joe, best book? I've only ever read one book from start to finish.
yeah. Oh, Heavier Than Heaven.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain's biography.
I read that. It was alright. It was a bit sad. Pretty sad.
Yeah, just...
The book I'm currently reading at the moment, not literally at the moment, but at home I'm halfway through, is The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test by Tom Wolfe, which is really good when he went around with like LSD with the merry pranksters, the sort of hippies in the 1970s America.
Nice. What is the best beverage of all time?
Water.
Water.
Rum and Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Vanilla Coke used to like a lot.
I
in
do like
school.
vanilla Coke,
Yeah.
but I like my not alcohol, either water or sweet. But I like my alcohol not sweet at all. Like I don't like spirit and mixers, or
Copperbeard
I don't
or
mind a
something,
cocktail or something like that. I don't mind like a mojito, but that's still quite. It's more like bitter than sweet.
What is a little bit of both? It's a bit of sugar, a bit of mint,
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
But I wouldn't have just like a whiskey and coke or a rum and coke. If I was gonna have a spirit, I'd have it straight.
We were at Dr. John's the other day. He made some whiskey sours. They're banging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
With eggs.
We had some with eggs, some with
vegan,
soybean. We did a vegan one as well. Yeah, they're both really good. Honestly, that's my new favorite drink. They just don't really make them in Wetherspoons where I hang out all the time.
So yeah, whiskey sours and cherry coke.
If I was gonna die in an hour and they said you can have one drink now before you die, it'd be a pint of Ghost Ship. That's my favourite beer.
Oh, nice. My favourite beer is Carlsberg.
Said nobody ever.
Like a warm Foster's or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. No, I do. I like a lot of beer. I like cold fizzy lagers mainly, but like nice ones, not like shit ones.
Pilsners.
Pilsner, I do like a pilsner.
Yeah, I'm partial to about 8 pints of lager and then a few rum and cokes,
Yeah.
the odd whiskey sour,
Yeah,
and then
and then nothing else.
off to the library for reading a book. Like.
Okay, what is the best TV show of all time?
EastEnders.
Yeah, why is he asking the silly questions?
I really enjoyed
Obviously-
series 1 of that.
Series 1. For me, it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I know it's an obvious answer. Breaking Bad is brilliant, but I don't have a Breaking Bad tattoo. But I have a Game of Thrones tattoo, so I'm going to have to go with that.
Automatic winner.
yeah.
Tragic.
It probably is as well.
That's fucking brilliant.
I mean, until it ends, it might end terribly, so we don't know.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
But at
It
the
won't.
moment, Game of Thrones.
I've never seen it. Detectorists.
Yeah, it is a very good series.
Very good.
Yeah. Do you want to do one more? We got one more email.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to do it?
Yes,
It's
please.
from Paul.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah.
How is it?
Chuckle. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, Chuckle Vision, best ever show.
Yeah.
He says, "Hi guys."
I didn't fall off my fucking bike in Greece.
I'm fucking way harder than Barry. What are you talking about? You fuckers. You're right. Oh, I'd love it if it was Paul Chuckle.
No, it's not. He says, "Hi guys, you seem to be very into your creepy shit." He says, "I was wondering if any of you have ever had ever experienced the paranormal or something you cannot explain." And then he says, "I once saw a man in my flat on 4 or 5 separate occasions, the same man every time in a green jacket, always facing away from me and always shaking. And whenever I'd walk over to him, he'd disappear into thin air."
Oh.
I
That's
also-
giving me a little bit of shivers.
Yeah, no, when I read that, I was like, ooh, spooky Paul. And then he says, "I also do not appreciate you thinking Paul is a funny name for a young man," which is a callback to a very old episode. So.
No. Al did. We said it was fine. Normal
Oh, I
name.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
For baby. Let's not get it thinking that.
Under 40, nah.
Babies will grow up to be over 40.
Yeah.
You're naming the person, you're not naming a baby.
We should have introduced like names for the stages of your life, like a baby name. You want a cutesy little name, then a
That's what I
teenage
thought
name, like a
happened.
cool name. Yeah, but
That's
we
what
should
I
make
thought
it
happened.
happen. Then as you get older, there's a boring old man name.
Yeah.
Gumpy.
What would your cool badass teenager name be?
Like something with an X in it.
Yeah.
Alex.
Alex.
No, like Max or something with a Z in it.
Yeah, Max 69.
Yeah, underscore 69, yeah. Underscore 420.
What was his question?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anything paranormal or just something you can't explain?
No, I haven't. What would your cool name be?
I used to think it'd be cool if I rearranged the letters in my name and became Axel.
Gareth Bale's new baby's called Axel.
Yeah. Was it AXL or AXEL?
EL.
Didn't,
I think Axl Rose made up AXL,
Yeah.
which is an anagram of oral
They were,
sex.
oh, nice. There was a
what's his name from Always Sunny named Mac and Dee in real life named their baby Axel.
oh nice.
Weird.
There was a video game character when I was little called Axel, and I was like, cool name.
Was it Street to Rage?
Possibly,
Streets
yeah.
of
It was
Rage.
one of
Streets of
those
Rage.
beat 'em
I
up
love that.
games.
I love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
What's the best video game of all time? If we're going back to the Daps question, if we're
The
doing
Warriors.
that, yeah,
Warriors
you do love that.
PS2.
You do love
I
that game.
love that game. I think about it all the time.
It's not the best game of all time. Though. It's a
It's-
very good game, but
Guitar Hero 2.
that's also a very good game.
Buzz.
Buzz. Yeah.
Buzz.
FIFA. What was the one with Edgar Davids, Roberto Carlos, and Ryan Giggs on the cover?
FIFA Street?
2003.
2003. That was the best one. Was it the last one you could still foul the keeper when he was going to?
Instant red
Yeah,
cards.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and it had the free
that
kick
one.
game where you could like pick where you wanted to
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
and you pick the spin on the ball, and you could like do it. Yeah, that was a good one.
In that, right, Edgar Davids, I think. Oh no, he was in a Juve shirt, I think, and Giggs
Yeah.
was in a United shirt.
Carlos
but
was in
Carlos
Brazil.
was in Brazil.
And like
yeah.
it was quite funny because like the intro video,
I
and
wanted
it was
Giggs
just,
to be in a Wales shirt. So, yeah.
it was like the intro video was them like Roberto Carlos and Edgar Davids doing like kind of samba football and cool tricks and that, and then like Giggs is just standing in the background holding the ball, just like 'cause he wasn't as like he was a different type of skillful, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So like they'd be kind of like
His skill
doing
was all about longevity.
yeah, and like he kicked the ball up his like. Davids do the thing where he kick the ball up your top and like whack it around and catch it, and then Giggs would just be standing there on the foot on the ball, like
Yeah, just
dancing around.
agreeing.
Yeah,
You're not having a pop of Gigs though.
not
just to
really.
clarify.
I don't like the man, but
Why don't you like him?
You like the manager, not the man.
yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of his.
The Warriors is the best game then.
It is a good game.
To go back to his Paul's original question,
James Pond.
Oh,
Yeah.
the fish guy.
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim, the worm guy. Yeah.
Yeah, John
All the
remembers.
classics.
Yeah,
That's the last time I played a computer game. So.
In 1982. No, the Warriors. So to answer Paul's question, never anything paranormal, but I always get when I often like lose stuff, right? So I'm like, say if I'm at my desk, I'm doing some work, and then I'm like, where the fuck did my pen go? And I can't find my pen. I'm flipping stuff, upside down keyboards going, pads gone. I'm standing up and checking my pockets, looking under my chair. I'm like, where the fuck is that pen gone? I'm like, must have been a ghost.
Must
A
have.
ghost took it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
That's
paranormal.
a normal.
Yeah.
That's a normal
Yeah.
reaction, right? Yeah. So that's as paranormal as it gets. Me having a memory like fucking Swiss cheese.
There is still one thing yet to lose, though, isn't there? Which is a bit, hopefully we'll get that done quite soon.
I've never seen anything really.
You've never seen anything.
Nothing paranormal, I don't think. I'd like to. Something I'd be very interested to see. I'd love to see something that I'd go, oh fuck, I believe in that now.
Yeah, I would love to see a ghost.
But it's not gonna happen, is it?
You never know.
I've always wanted to go on one of those like ghost walks around Cardiff, like they do them in St Fagans and they do them in castles and that. That'd be good. But that's it. So no, sorry, but send us more in. I like reading ghost stories. So
I'll tell you what was off the back of that was really good when I went to Edinburgh last year for just a little city break. And I did the Edinburgh Dungeons. It was fucking banging.
Yeah.
Like I know it's a bit cheesy and a bit whatever, but it wasn't scary. But it was fun. It was
I
really-
wasn't scared.
I wasn't scared, boys. I didn't cry. I didn't have to turn the lights on. But no, that was really good fun. I've never done the London Dungeons, but I'm guessing it's the same. It looks like the same company, the same branding. So I'm quite keen to try one of them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good laugh. And
I'd
it
come
was
with
a little
you.
bit historical. It was a bit like those kind of stories we tell.
The ghost train in Oakwood.
Voodoo Mansion.
Yeah,
Now-
which for Anna is a theme park in West Wales.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, normally we wouldn't do that, would we?
Yeah.
We'd just be like, yeah, the ghost train.
we
And
assume
like,
you know. Was scary. Not necessarily for any fault of their own, but when we'd go on it as adults together and start just in the darkness, just screaming and punching each other.
Punching
like,
each other. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it was a ghost.
that was
Just
quite
punch the
scary.
person
Yeah.
in front of you.
It's
So-
like, "Where me, mate? Where me? It was a
Yeah.
ghost." You're bleeding and crying.
it was quite a good ghost train when it first came out, and then they fucking ruined it, didn't they? They turned it to spooky 3D.
Oh,
And they
yeah,
turned it
I
into like
remember
a
that.
big 3D kind of like colour thing, and it was like,
The scariest thing about Oakwood, the theme park we're talking about, is Megaphobia, which was their landmark ride back in 1998.
Nice.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
these,
97, 98. And we went recently to Oakwood, and Megaphobia is still there, and they're like, "Oh, it's Europe's oldest wooden roller coaster."
it was biggest wooden roller coaster.
Because
that
no
was
one
its
else built the roller coasters out of fucking wood. So
Yeah,
that's
it's not
why.
that big
and the
either.
tune of the millennium. Yeah, I know.
Even treetops that should have been there 10 years longer, even that was metal.
Yeah.
Just make them out of fucking iron or something.
That is the
Steel.
scariest one. You ride around on that, and you're like, I actually might come out of this carriage.
Bruise in your
genuinely-
ribs.
Yeah,
and you smash
you
it.
rattle around in
rickety
that.
as fuck. Yeah. Well, we went on it about 5 times in a row though. It was so funny.
Oh, it's fucking sick. It's a great roller
Yeah, it
coaster.
is a good roller coaster.
Yeah. We need to go back and go on it because they're going to tear it. Well, it's going to collapse soon.
I want to go.
Just to rot.
We need to go on it before it collapses. Well, when it collapses.
That'd be
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
wouldn't it?
That'd be one for the podcast.
One of my recurring dreams is that I'm in a theme park and I'm going on a roller coaster, and like as I'm going round it, I can see that there's a broken bit,
Oh.
and like it's obviously my dream, so it probably goes on for ages, and I can just see it and I just know it's coming, and then
Do you ever reach it?
I can't remember. I don't really remember my dreams.
You just told us one.
I don't remember.
Right, okay, sorry.
But yeah, lots of the like. At least a few times a year, I dream about being on a roller coaster that's broken. How weird.
That is weird.
What were you saying about your wife's dreams earlier?
She often dreams that I like leave her or die or
Fantasises.
Yeah. Like she'll often wake up, not often, but like I don't know. And she'll be kind of like, "Oh, I dreamt that you just like weren't here and you just like run off."
The happiest I've
like-
woken up for years.
I thought it was a bit unfair last week that Chris, my stand-in for the week, gave your father-in-law Roger a shout-out for being a handsome man. Iris is a beautiful woman, so a shout-out to Iris here. Cut that out.
What's her personality like?
Very nice.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Thank you guys.
Oh, fuck off. We've done already.
I think so,
went on
yeah.
that
Thank
way.
you for listening.
Should we
And
clap out?
Yeah.
clap out. Thank you.
The common clay, the common clay, the common clay of the New West. Morons.
Just offering each other blowjobs. loads.